Welcome back to the Middle East Closed Qualifier for the minor. We're actually halfway, maybe a quarter of the way into a game between NASR and NOM that we're going to jump into very shortly. I'm joined by my boy Mac. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I am a great Moy, and I'm feeling pretty good here
Yeah, great.
on a lovely Thursday night. Doesn't feel like Thursday either. This week's gone really quickly.
Yeah, so looks like we are jumping into a bye round, so good. We won't have to jump into any slow starts where we're having to watch some pistols or anything like that. Just looking like a bit of grenades being thrown out by Greens as he tries to go through connector, and they're going to go for a bit of an A-split, bit of an unorthodox setup from the CTs. He's going to grab Asylum a kill, and into the A-bomb site go the Ts.
And here we are, Blue Phoenix spotting those legs on the edge of the smoke there. Bomb goes down too. And now in the 3v5, it's looking good for NOM to take their second round. Kit Kat though, Phoenix holding strong, picking up a second. They're looking to hold in the 1v4. Havoc cannot do the damage. And NOM will find that second round. Now one behind NASR and looking to take it to a tie.
Yeah, and that's a good little round for the CTs to be picking up because their economy is struggling a little bit. If they didn't have 4 alive in the last one, they definitely would have been having a bit of a tougher time heading into this round in terms of the money. But looks like NASA's been on a little bit of a roll. They've been responsible with their spending, so straight back into a buy round for them. Another exciting round of CS, and it's looking like these CTs are very, very set up to be fighting for this mid control, but the first pick goes away of Nami, trades going back and forth. It's been a brawl in mid, and we're only 2 rounds that we've seen so far.
Oh, but the angle and the downwards flick looking absolutely beautiful there from Kenzo. Little smoke off bottom mid. Phoenix still alive with the new meta AUG that he is holding on to. In the 4v2, there is going to be a rotation. T's looking to potentially group back up. Havoc still playing with fire, jumping around in Palace.
He's been in there 2 rounds in a row. I don't know if he's going to be able to make anything happen. Finds himself the first pick onto Kenzo, though, and it's going to be 2 of these Ts coming towards this A-bomb site. Not much utility, just a flash and a molly, so potentially could flush a CT out of position. Would be great if they could take that CT out of the ticket booth and get a pick, maybe even it up into a 2-on-2. Just going to reconvene here at the A ramp before they head into the bomb side. Still plenty of time on the clock for the Ts. A very winnable round. They just need to not make any missteps and hope that these CTs don't find some nice timings where they could catch one of them off guard. You can see from the CT setup, though, they've got absolutely no idea what bomb side it is. And Asylum, he's not able to find very much of this information. Hasn't been choosing his timings very wisely. Kit Kat's going to creep out across Sandwich and potentially going to be a plant for mid here. But he's actually making his way to jungle. One of them spotted out, and there's the molly.
Now he will have to potentially use that smoke there, Asylum. No, the spread not going his way, and as we see Kit Kat making his way through window there, loses the bomb as well. Now Havoc in the 1v3 has to try to get aggressive, but he's going to be shut down, so all of that waiting around for not a lot of action there right at the end.
Yeah, a lot of I guess they kind of outplayed themselves. Could have got the bomb down there and just played the post plant from A, but there's no way that they can potentially know who's in connector or how much mid control the CTs have. They were in a very passive setup, which, all things considered, should work out pretty well a large percentage of the time. Looks like the Ts, they had 2 people on fairly low money, but they've opted to buy regardless. Interesting decision, considering a lot of these CTs are doing pretty okay for money, and they won't really be grinding away very much of the money. Even if they do win this round, should be only one person who's having a bit of a rough time. Maybe the other 2 could be on 3k or something like that, but wouldn't be too bad. Probably only a singular eco. It's going to be the A execute with Greens in middle lurking up. Maybe he's going to find some better success this time.
The timing could actually favour him coming up con. Looks like the CT has spun around, but the boost coming out over the edge of the smoke. That break up being spotted, but not tagged up at all. Bomb's gone down, and the CTs now have the man advantage, but not for long. 3v3, trades are plenty. Asylum finding breaker as well there. Spotting the CT player.
He's throwing... Oh, that's a smoke. I thought he was going to pop flash from that position.
I wonder where that goes. I guess we'll find out.
Con.
Oh, top con. Good lineup. Yeah, Green's holding strong, bringing it back to the 1v1. Is he going to be able to clutch it out? Spotting the final CT there as well. Bomb planted for him. Beautiful placement on the nade, swinging wide. And he will take Kenzo down and pick up a 4th round for NASR.
Yeah, lurking in the mid round and then doing everything his role requires of him as he brings out the 1 versus 3. That round really was looking bad for NASR. They took so much utility damage trying to come into the bomb site, but I mean, they were pretty handily dispatched there by NOM. But unfortunately, you know, if you can't close out those clutches, you can't you know, beat Greens when he's coming up through connector and closing out the round like that, then you probably don't deserve to take that gun round away, I would say. So once again, lining up a lot of grenades. 2 CTs playing fairly close here with some upgraded weaponries. Double on top of balcony. That could definitely catch Navik off guard here.
Well, the MP9 on the angle as well. One goes in, but oh, trade comes out. I was about to say 2 go down. And in the 3v4, they still have Palace control here. The T's just holding their ground, not doing anything too much there as they try to allow their teammate to lurk up short, which may find some action over there. Although he's gone into window, and the split on A is now set up. 2 CTs quite far away. And it's all up to Phoenix with just an SMG here. Will the timing go his way? No, it won't. The flank coming in from Pal. Too strong there. Phoenix not ready for it at all. And now KitKat posting over to short, but Greens is going to find Ponked. Ooh, nice Deagle there. Can't connect a second. But the damage, quite good. Getting at least 2 of those rifles out of the hands of NASR. But the economy still looking too bloody good here.
Yeah, pretty good anti-eco tactics, I would say, overall. Very patient stuff. If you're not sure what to do on a round like that, it's better to just wait and see if the CTs will come to you before you make any kind of decision. Obviously, don't want to run the clock down too much, but I'd say fairly sensible stuff from NASR. Once again, a pretty similar setup coming out. Havoc making his way towards Palace. Got a lot of players towards middle here as they try to get some control. Sensible utility being used. Top mid smoke and a Molotov. Perhaps a little bit outdated, but still effective. Flash goes over the top as they try to flash peek for Kenzo, but Greens has been looking unbelievably sharp so far. That pick on mid is going to cause a lot of rotations, and Havoc's pretty aware of it. Good position from Palace, could definitely put the nail in the coffin, coming out at the right time, picking this A defender. Especially that I don't think Phoenix is watching Pal. He might be now. Worried about window, heading in. Cautious of a flank. Green still playing at the bottom of Con, teaming up with his teammate here. Him and Havoc potentially just looking to trade it out and go for the split onto A, but the late boost now not going to be watched at all. Bit of noise being made. And they have called for the cancel. 3 CT stack over towards B, putting all of their eggs in one basket. A retake here will be tough, and Asylum just with the AWP to hold. He'll have to put in some miles to try to pull this one back, although timing going his way, finding one, tag down to 23 HP, getting aggressive, finding the second. Now Havoc on the trade, but good job from Asylum to bring it back to the 3v3, and the bomb is still yet to go down as the fast rotate comes out from at least Ponked here. Phoenix watching from short. The big flank coming in from Lestone, but will he be able to do any damage? Ponked goes down. And now in the 2v3, it's not looking good for the CTs, although as I say that, Phoenix finding the frag onto Greens, Lestone taking down KitKat. And now Havoc in a 1v2. They have a rough idea of where he should be, but will they clear their angles? Are they just going to leave this one too late? Havoc getting himself another 1v1, but he does fall, and this hit round will now go in favour of NOM. Gotta get that smoke on the bomb there, Mac. What if someone tries to shoot you?
Just in case, you know.
Yeah.
Screw the economy. You know, what can $300 buy you these days? Not a lot.
Can't buy you a suit, that's for sure, Mac.
No.
Definitely not. All right. Well, we're heading into the 10th round here. Pretty curious whether these teams are going to buy, and they will. Not scared of the pistols, as we saw in a round or two previous, where they did go for a similar kind of buy as this one. We'll go straight back into it. Can't really blame them, considering there was only 2 CTs alive. Definitely potential for reset. Conversely, last time there really wasn't, but they still went for it, so they must be pretty comfortable with that kind of weaponry. Nami trying to open up the round towards B. It's a bit of a B contact with some utility being thrown into mid to keep the CTs guessing, but they're already onto this one. Look at this rotate from the CTs. They're very well aware of this one. What a pick, though, on that angle. Not an easy shot for Nami to hit.
And now the Riflers will take over, although 1, 2, both go down. Lestone up on Ninja, but Nami finding the second for the round. Lestone gets a third before falling and brings it back to the 2v1. As Phoenix out of Africa finding one, but not a second. The bomb goes down and the teammates rotating in from apartments, all the way from that T-spawn push.
Going to be pretty hard for him to call that this guy's going to be coming out of apartments here. He's got to get the bomb as well, so should be a pretty simple round for him to win, unless for NOM to win rather, unless he goes peeking up into the apps anytime soon.
The CTs with eyes all on that bomb. No idea where Breaker is unless he goes for a pre-scope. CTs, look at this patience. Just waiting for some aggression from NASR here. Doesn't seem like it will come out. 30 seconds remaining. The timing going the way of Phoenix there with that AUG, which has been doing so much damage for NOM since we have tuned into the server. 11-5 so far for that man and putting up the numbers.
This could be a pretty competitive map. I mean, the first two that we saw in this series, I mean, obviously we weren't broadcasting it, but it was like a 16-4 for one team and then a 16-4 for the other team in the next map. So maybe Mirage is the middle ground that we've sort of found our way. I mean, everyone's comfortable on this map. It's one of the most played maps in Counter-Strike in every competition. It's one of the maps that just comes up time and time again. You queue for the matchmaking, you go for an EFCA pug or whatever, face it, whatever you play. And, you know, this one is a classic that just comes up time and time again. Everyone's comfortable playing it, so potentially could see a much more competitive map than the last two. That's a great round for NOM to win, especially with 2 alive. I mean, it's going to sort of limit how much their economy can grow at this point, and in general they've been struggling economically because all these rounds are coming down so close. But here's their opportunity. You want to build the economy and really put yourself in a solid foothold in this CT half. You can't lose players in this round.
It will be hard. Asylum with the M4 actually going to be flanked, so 2-for-1 trade. Is the bomb going to be able to go down? Phoenix getting another Breaker actually doing damage. Nami with the Glock getting a headshot and bringing it to a 3v1. So it's still definitely winnable for Lestone with the MP7. But now 2 of the Ts have found themselves some rifles here, and that AWP will lock it down. So full eco going in favour of NASR.
Yeah, look, that's in a game this important, you know, like when you're trying to go to the minor, that's the round you really can't be losing, all right? That's what sets apart the teams that, you know, the pressure gets to them a little bit. They can't hold down. Just a simple Glock push. Like, what is that position playing close ramp? You know that they're on eco, you know that they're on pistols, and you're playing close ramp, just dropping a molly and hoping for the best. Like, at least play triple, and anything closer than that is like a death sentence.
At best, it was probably just miscommunication.
No, it's just terrible decision-making. It's just poor decision-making, poor positioning. Nothing else to say about that one.
Pretty much as poor as NOM right now, but look at this Molotov forcing the aggression, but Ponk comes out, finds one, will fall. KitKat getting the trade there with another HE, but Lestone hiding in the corner. Going down as well, KitKat with the flick. Now on the 3v1, Asylum may be able to stop the bomb plant. There you go. 1 kill for free, no cover there from NASR as the smokes did start to fade.
Well, he's just given them the plant. I mean, they can't know this, and it's a bit of a cheeky play to run all the way around, especially with how slow and patient NASR have been playing. But come on, man, like, that's one of the best angles in the game if you're going to try and win that, like, break that round down. The bomb's dropped right in front of you. You've got a headshot line that you can run across and be really unpredictable and annoying with the movement. But we'll see how it works out for him. The post-plant positions, seems like NASR really are not expecting him to come out Palace, so it could be another freebie for your boy Asylum. Ooh, is he going to get an AK? No, no AK on top of Valk.
Oh, no, he's been spotted though. And Havoc, good shot there, right on the noggin. NASR will lock down 2 in a row, 7-5.
Pretty poor still on the side of NOM though. Would not want to be wanting to go for a buy at this point.
It was looking pretty sharp there too.
Out of 10. Yep, they're going to take a save, but what are you saving for at this point? I mean, you're 13 rounds into the half. You got 14 and 15 left to play, and you're hoping that you don't get reset again on the 14th.
Maybe the aggression could be key here. We haven't actually seen them pushing apps, pushing A main.
Yeah, they've been pretty aggressive in mid though.
I guess so. But now the CTs going for the full stack there on B.
They're pretty good about their rotates, and they're not as scared of them at all.
No.
To be the perfect team to be running some double pumps against. Just have them running all the way around the map.
Now here with the AWP. Nami looking for the entry. Asylum though playing retake. So there could be a free plant for NASR, but as the util comes out, that bomb was left behind. It allows for NOM to rotate all the way into CT. 5 men have been heard by Breaker here, so look at this. 2 people watching the CT position. Well, Greens connect, although that Molotov starting to fade. Greens finding 2, Havoc 2 for himself. Oh no, that was actually Havoc and KitKat. But look, I predicted the future. Havoc found himself the second. And NASR now 8-5. Still holding on to that lead.
So if NASR really want to get back into this game, I mean, really want to put a strong foothold into this game rather and just get themselves a nice 10-5. They've set the precedent already with a lot of play towards the A-bomb site. Now would be a good time to really keep putting pressure on mid. We've seen them run a little bit of B. We've seen them run some mid controls as well. Now they're going to go for a quicker one towards A, but I mean, like I said, they've already set the precedence for this kind of bomb site hit. See how it works out for them.
Silent, managing to find one and then just hiding in the smoke, being a gremlin, taking control of A main, swapping those positions, but here we are, ponked through the bloody stair smoke. We'll find one, doesn't check his corner there. Now Asylum hasn't been seen either, so basic CS fundamentals, we are not going to be seeing that this round. Now 2v2, the T's are aware of one of the positions.
Great crossfire from the T's though, best of luck breaking this one, lads.
Good patience. But, information hasn't been spotted. KitKat gets lucky that Lestone does not look towards triple. 2 free kills there for KitKat. And 9-5. Not my normal working hours.
Yeah, look. NOM, I mean, at this point, they're cooked. I mean, they're definitely not working any 9-5s because their consistent stream of money is not there whatsoever. And we'll see what they're going to be able to do with this absolutely abysmal buy. If there ever was a round to run some kind of stack tactics, it would be this one, but not going to be a great start, losing a pick 5 seconds in. Double AWP coming out of the T's.
That was a FAMAS as well that went down, so less range remaining for NOM. We'll see if they can play accordingly. Now 4v5. Can NASR lock down the double digits? Asylum here. You can tell he's going a bit mental as he makes his way back into window there. But Ponked, dropping out. Finds one good trade from Breaker though.
Didn't know 8:49 PM was your prime time, Mac, for all the puns. But
Sorry,
anyway.
I had a couple of days rest, you know.
I'll always do it. I mean, this double CT setup, and they still don't have a great chance of winning this round. Bomb goes down on triple. KitKat's feeling a little bit antsy there. Gets himself picked, but it's still a 3-on-2 in some great positions.
And now 1v3. Good headshot from Havoc, but they know that Kenzo's here. All crosshairs facing the right direction. Not enough damage, and that'll be that NASR going into the second half with the 5-round lead, Pilly.
Yeah, and I mean, that was all predicated off the fact that NOM basically threw that half in the bin. Losing the Glocks like that definitely could have been the opposite of what we're seeing, but, you know, that's what decides who goes further through the upper bracket and who throws away their chance to go into the minor, I would say. A classic that I've experienced firsthand. It's never a good feeling.
Not a good feeling.
Okay.
Oh, alrighty. So what do you think we can see in the second half? What do NOM need to do to get back into the game?
I mean, it looks like they're playing fairly, like, you know, stack-oriented, rotating a lot, all that kind of stuff. So potentially could be nice to see them wolfpack a little bit, maybe a little bit of the 4-1s up against NASR. NASR definitely has some pretty tenured players that we're used to seeing in this region. I've casted them a couple times.
Okay.
Fairly familiar with a lot of these players. They're definitely I mean, if you're going to compare it to anything, it's the classic, like, Voxy domestic dominance back in Australia, except they're in the Middle East. They seem to almost always come through the qualifier in first place without too much of a hitch. Maybe a couple teams that can challenge them here and there and take maps off of them. But when you talk about who goes through consistently through to the Asia Minor from Middle East or some of those overseas tournaments that have the Middle East qualifier, it's usually your boys on NASR.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not too fond, so I don't really have too much insight into that. I just know that, as you said, they do need to go for that death ball strat and try to push in, get those trades, and, you know, it's T-side Mirage. You know, you have to go together.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 4-1s and stuff are pretty effective on a map like Mirage. You can send your one boy out mid and everyone else out Palace and stuff like that. It's a pretty popular strat. Couple flashes and smokes over the top from the guy in A ramp. Other sort of things. I mean, you can see a lot of 3-2s when you got people going up cat with the mid smokes coming out and then coming out B. So definitely potential for a lot of faster plays. Whether we're going to see such well-organized CS where you're hitting pretty sharp timings from players in this kind of region is yet to be seen.
Okay.
If there was a team that was going to employ those kind of tactics, it probably would be NASR. Another interesting fact about NASR as well, because I'm going to talk about more about the team that I know a little bit more about. They're actually the people that knocked Chiefs out in the semis of Extremes Land to go through to the final against PK in the 3-mapper.
I think I
So
was here for that one.
they're a pretty decent team. I mean, Chiefs, we'd rate them as a alright team, pretty decent team in terms of domestic. I mean, they can definitely make it through the groups, as we saw against at Extremes Land against some of the Asian teams. So being able to take out a team like Chiefs speaks to the tenure of your boys on NASR. Definitely capable of doing some damage overseas in the region at least. Maybe not so much when we see them go through to like a global tournament or something like that. But you could say that against about 99% of the Asian region outside of maybe Tyloo and Renegades and maybe MVP PK. Wouldn't say they're quite there yet. Still struggling to get up to that sort of tier 2 status, I would say.
Yep. Okay.
Who's your team in the favorite team in the Asian region, Mac?
Ooh,
Who's the boys that you follow? You can't pick Tyloo or Renegades, by the way.
I said Cybers then.
Okay. Yep. Well, yeah. You can't argue with the guy that's called Bottle.
Yep, that's
one of the greatest aliases of our time.
He was very sharp the other day too.
Yeah.
Very, very sharp gamer. I just like watching people that hit the nutty flicks. It's like boom, boom, boom.
Who hits the nutty flicks in this
I'm
game?
all about the action, That's my thing.
Love a bit of action, Mac.
Love a bit of action. I've got this action moustache going, so bit of action is always the fun way to get through the day.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who's like the sharp boy to be watching. I mean, Nami's pretty good with the AWP flicks and stuff like that on NASR. KitKat's a bit of a mad fragger as well. So, but in general, NASR, they're more of a sensible kind of team. They like their structured Counter-Strike. They like to win the game in a sensible manner that doesn't involve 3 of your mad fraggers popping off and, when they feel like it, winning you a qualifier. That's why they make it through consistently.
Okay.
Whereas I'm not as familiar. I've seen the Unique Stars as well, another team in this qualifier who have one guy on their team who's had like a 1.3 or 1.4 rating and stuff on HLTV, like in the region, like going absolutely ham.
So like
and actually, they beat one of the Aussie teams when they went overseas to a domestic competition, like 16-5 or something, this Unique Stars lineup.
Okay.
Or they got really close or something like that. I remember they got a really surprising result, and some of them were pretty sharp. I think Ponkt was playing for them as well.
Oh, Ponkt. All right, so he's been poached.
But he's on he's on a different team. I think he was subbing for this Unique Stars team. So, yeah, definitely a lot of swapping back and forth, potential for subbing different people in. I think Greens as well was a substitute or something for NASR for quite a while, and has stepped into the lineup lately and been fragging pretty hard. Always interesting to see, especially with some of these like Asian lineups, how they have like a long-standing lineup. You see the same thing with like MVP PK and stuff like that. You have a long-standing lineup with people who've literally been playing with the same lineup for like 4 or 5 years, and at some point one of your boys has got to be like, life's getting to me a little bit. I want to take a little bit of a break. You got to bring in the young talent.
Yeah.
But when you're consistently the top team in the region and stuff like that, it's pretty easy to just be like, hey, you want to join our team? We're the guys that always go to the best event or whatever. It's pretty easy to poach your young talents when you're the top dog.
Okay.
They don't always pick the right person, do they, Mac?
No, they never do. But I never pick the right people either, in pugs and stuff. So it happens to the best of us, right?
Yeah.
What I did want to just talk about was we did see that smoke that neither of us were aware of, the top con smoke on the retake. So NOM are prepared. So that's CT side, maybe coming into the T side, we might see some little fresh strats,
smokes. Yeah, some fresh strats, some fresh memes for the boys.
Yep,
Boys look forward to seeing a few of those.
What, fresh strats?
Fresh memes for the boys.
Fresh strats for the boys.
Yeah, okay. I've been known to come up with a few fresh strats in my day. They work pretty good when you play a team that's not too good at holding them, and then you play the better teams in your region and you realize, they can just stand in front of my smokes and 4K us when we're coming into the bomb site. That
is something that has tilted me many a time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good strat, It works in officials too sometimes, As you're probably talking about officials, I'm talking about pugs. We come from different backgrounds. We have the same colour hair, but, that doesn't mean we are related, so.
Oh, we could be. I feel like a couple different casters could be related with some of our looks and stuff like that. Some of us look kind of similar.
Okay.
I think we're just dealing with some server issues and stuff like that. The classic Middle East to Asia and all those kind of like different ping points where, sometimes you get two different teams on 80 ping, and sometimes you
Yeah.
know, the T side wide swing is a killer, bit of a killer sometimes. So
Yeah. Oh, play to the ping. You know, that is another strat. If you know you have bad ping, just get over aggressive. Try to take the heads off before they can shoot you. It's always a strategy, you know.
were you WA before you came to Sydney, Mac?
No, mate.
No,
No.
you've always been Sydney.
I was from the Gong.
Oh, that's right.
I was the Gong boy.
I always get people mixed up because
Yeah.
you're ground zero as well, and like they're like the Perth ground zero or whatever. You know, different associations in my head that always just get me in a little bit of trouble, and I just assume things. And look, we won't
Make
get into that, all
assumptions.
right? Let's just not talk about
Let's talk
some
about
of the stupid
assumptions.
things that I've said.
Wow, let's talk about assumptions. It's just like speculative journalism.
Oh,
That's
okay.
always
Let's
fun.
not go down that road. Let's just swerve back into the beautiful Counter-Strike talk that we all want to hear.
That's
Another-
disappointing.
Another classic half of Mirage.
We could easily lose our jobs if we get into the too deep into the speculative journalism
Look, Mac,
area.
I don't know about you, mate, but I actually like money, so
I
I'm
do
going to do
too,
my best
you know.
to keep my job. And, you know, especially when it's for watching Counter-Strike, that's pretty much the dream, I
Yeah.
would say. You know, get to learn some new names that I haven't seen before, watch some Asian qualifiers and stuff like that. And it's always the special feeling when you watch some of these like qualifier games from Middle East, or you watch some of the Asian qualifier games, and then they actually make it into the minor and they do a bit of damage. And they're like, "That's my boy. That's
That's
I
my
was,
boy.
I was here from the
casted, I
start.
casted that
I'm
boy.
the real, yeah." So and
Nah,
then
I
and then
get
they
ya.
verse Skylu and they get absolutely banged. You're like, what can you do?
But
You
so do
did well,
Australian
boys.
teams, so you know we're very used to that by now.
Yeah. I'm very, very biased. I think there's a lot more talent in the region than there actually is. Blah blah blah.
That's not biased. It's just national pride.
True.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't mind a bit of national pride. Yeah. Lost a few of it on many occasions when you know. Rush 1v4s with an AWP and we lose.
Whoa.
And, we don't talk about that.
Probably one of the most horrible moments in our region's history. So let's please never relive that.
All right, so if you just tuned in, by the way, it's actually 10-5 to NASR. They're going into the CT side. NOM at a bit of a disadvantage. They got 2 sets of utility, though, which is going to mean potentially they could come back into this one strong if they go on this pistol, smoke onto the CT, maybe some flashes over the top. They're not throwing any flashes. They're just keeping all 4 of them, and they're going to push CT with them.
Oh, there you go. Could be a good strat. Conked here, looking for some damage. 3 CTs have been spotted. Where's the damage? What's going on? Another flash coming in. Ponked eventually doing some, but Kit Kat, Nami and Havoc finding 3 fast headshots. And now in the 2v4, it's looking rough for NOM to win this one. Now with the P250, Phoenix has been spotted. Oh, Gush coming out. But now Kenzo, good crossfire here, going to be broken. Bomb not planted for him. We'll have to try to get aggressive, but Havoc, he's got the kit. It's been 5 seconds. That is the round for NASR. So they will go to an 11th over the top of NOM, who look like they're on 0. They probably feel like it after losing that as well, but it's a little bit rough there.
Look, I was going to say, I'm feeling good for NOM. I once saw a guy with a P250 ace on the T-pistol round of Mirage, so, you know, it could definitely happen again, Mac. Unfortunately, not this time, though, and it's going to be 11-5.
I was trying to think of what you were talking about.
So, a bit of a force buy coming out. It's the classic that everyone hypothesized was going to be a bit of a norm, but is actually just not as good as you'd think. Because if one of you guys with the AKs doesn't just get like 2 to 3 kills, you just lose, which is not a feels good.
Ooh.
Anyway, going to be giving away the game a little bit as Ponk's gone for a bit of an aim duel in mid, so very little surprise factor going to be left for the Ts now. The jig is up. The CTs are very well aware that scary things are down the turnpike. Turnpike?
Turnpike, yep.
Yep.
Like Toad's Turnpike from Mario Kart 64. You know, who said games can't be educational?
Look, just dropping all the mad facts that will definitely stay in my head for another 7 seconds or so. Rest of the T is going to be coming out T ramp now, and Kit Kat could do a lot of damage from here, but these frags are going the way of the T's pretty quick here, Mac.
But they haven't checked Firebox, and Kit Kat, might have just been spotted. No one looking at this at all. He's only managed to find 1, and the bomb has been planted for free. So in the 1v4, as Kenzo finds yet another. Havoc doing some damage there with UMP $600 in the bank. 1v3 now. 2 AKs remaining, although 8 HP for Havoc. It is looking terrible for him right now. Picking up that M4. Almost getting the pre-fire off, but he might just decide to save. He will be cut off at the pass as Punked makes his way through the crawl space. Posting over to CT. Knows that he has to be in the cutout. But making some noise himself. Eventually getting the headshot. But 1, 2... Oh, well, it's not 1-1. That's a lie.
Yeah, it's 11-6.
11-6.
NOM straight back into it. Looking to make a little bit of a comeback. Breaking NASR's money, and I mean, that's double eco for Quattro of the players. Learned that one from Alex when we went to the pizza store.
Quattro.
Table for Quattro, please. And then the Italian guy just goes on a bit of a tangent in Italian. He's like, no, that's literally all I know. Greed's going to open things up. It's a bit of a force from everyone but Havoc, who had a little better money than the rest of the boys. Quick deagle headshot is going to make it a 4-on-5, so they're trying to play more decisively because they've lost a man and they're scared.
There we are, Punked and Lestone dealing that damage, bringing it to the 2v4 early on. Smoke popping at the top of Con may actually allow, was it Nami to try to come through there, but with that scout he is going to go the long way. Looking to hold a crossfire, but going wide. The T's were expecting that peak completely, and Punked and Kenzo finding the last 2 frags of the round.
That looked like a scene out of like Saving Private Ryan or something like that, where he's hiding in the corner and he's looking at his other bro who's like in the trench, and he's like, no, don't do it. Don't stick your head up. Don't do it. And then he does it and gets absolutely railed. A sad moment for us all.
Well, the call could have also been, hey, can you try to entry with the scout? They don't know where you are.
Yeah, try to open things up so I can get this USP working for me. Dev's going to do something in this round, bro. That's a negative.
Look, we've seen it happen, all right.
All right, so we're down. We're on to 11-7 now.
Ooh, 4-man push coming in at mid. Will it pay off? No, Punked with the taps, 1-2, and cannot connect for a triple. But Asylum gets dinked as well, down to 37. Now the aggression potentially going to come out, but a little bit too late here. Havoc with the USP. Whoa.
You know when you just, it's the third map and you just give up on aiming the USP and you're just thinking about the next round already?
Yeah.
That's what Havoc just did.
Yeah, a little bit of a spam there too. Never the way to use the USP.
He wasn't even aiming. Like, the T had already moved and he was just committed. Like, he's like, I'm not moving my mouse. I'm over this.
He just wasn't aiming.
He just wasn't aiming. That's you could sum up my career with that. Anyway. Pretty good buy for both teams. Where's the... I thought they... Oh, yeah, that was the CTs. Never mind. I thought the Ts bought a Whopper, but it was actually the CTs who have it. Now, interesting setup. Pretty close one on A ramp. And looking to take the fights and not let any of these Ts out of A. No mid control for the Ts, but it's going to be a brawl on either bomb site. No one's interested in holding mid. It's overrated on Mirage, quite frankly.
Splits are silly, mate. There's no point going for them.
It's going to be a B execute.
The BXs can be sexy, so we'll see momentarily. Breaker and Havoc here to hold. Havoc gets the angle, can't do the damage. Still waiting, Breaker on the pillar as well. So Ponk goes wide, he will fall. Phoenix and Kenzo doing some damage. And Nami holding from market, allowing the other CTs to rotate in here in the 3v2.
Oh, they boosted him on the side box. A really, really strong post-plant position a lot of the time. And they're all coming in from the same angle, but there's a smoke there.
Oh, so they haven't spotted him. Now, this is the setup. This is the setup that will win NOM yet another round. But not for long. Lestone has fallen. He's been spotted, but I think Asylum has as well. Going wide, finds the first headshot. Swinging back behind Van. Goes to cover for a second. Pre-fire is going to come off well. And that will be 3 for Asylum for the round. Beautiful pre-fire coming out from the corner there at Van. And NOM 4 on the T side already.
Oh, they're on the warpath, Mac, right? They were down 10-5 at half-time, but now it's 11-9. It's a very close scoreline. And with the CTs going on an eco, everyone's going to be in double digits. Just kidding. They're probably going to walk into a stack of pistols and all die. But there is no stack, so that's always a good sign. And they look like they are being very sensible. No one's running in very hard, you know, just taking their time. Having a nice little stroll outside A ramp. Here comes Greens. He's getting all the timing.
Got the timing, that's what he got.
Yep.
Now,
oh no.
Pushing through. Oh, look at this. The Kit Kat's been spotted.
Gonna be pretty mad about that one.
Yeah, that was a free trade. Oh, and the bomb's there. He won't see it. He hasn't jumped up. Didn't bother going for the AK. Go the safe way. Look, there's another yeah, good. He can hear me. I believe he can hear me.
Not good, the tease there. You've led him astray, Mac. How could you do this to him?
No, it's all right. The bomb is rotating towards that B site, and Greens and Havoc shut down completely. It's all up to Breaker to try to hold here.
Mac, is it possible that his name is Last One?
Last one. Who?
The guy you're looking at right now.
Yeah, it could be. Lestone, you know, it's
Lestone. Nah, that's a lot more gangster, I have to say. That sounds like
I thought he was a
something
gangster.
out of
Oh.
sounds like a French mafia member or something. We call him Lestone.
He was only the last one time, so you know. I thought he was trying to be like Lestone, you know, like The Rock, you know, on site. I am the anchor.
But just a little bit more French. Look, I believed you. As soon as you said it, I believed that his name was forever Lestone. You've named him now. He's never going to be getting out of that one.
No, I'm never going to be living that one down. I don't usually get names wrong often because I always ask about it beforehand. But
so how do you know, now you've started to lose some rounds. It's 11-10. It's getting a lot closer. How do you come back into this game, Mac, as the CTs?
You shoot better.
Well, you buy 3 orbs. That's what NASR said.
More orbs, the more chance you have to win, all right? Like, yeah, that didn't go too well with the AWP there.
Look, try to cast that one, Mac. In about 10 seconds, 14 things happened. Anyway, now we're here in a 3-on-2. The T's are in 2 very different positions. What an ang, though, by Kenzo.
He manages to bring it back to the 2v2, and the T's will group up, looking to trade it out here.
Oh, top mid smoke's gone out.
Has it drawn the rotate? Yes, it has. Breaker holding his ground on the B site, leaving it all up to Havoc to try to be the last one over here on A.
Don't know how I feel about default in this position, but each to their own. About 4 different positions you could play to get a sneaky 2K. Oh, he's going to slip into the firebox there. Slippery boy.
Ooh, does he play the wall? No, good decision. The T's just taking so much time, but Util comes out. Now this should be the rotate from Breaker.
Still having a bit of a walk in B apartments, isn't he?
So far away. Although Havoc giving up his position, whiffs the spray, eventually finds the single frag, but now in the 1v1. Last one, actually the last one again here. Whoa! Flicking around, going for the running shot. Praying to RNGesus.
Breaker's picked himself up a kit.
Oh, he has too. And now the nade is there, but it is a... Whoa, I was going to say too deep.
Oh.
Tapping the damage, but look at this. The timing, the sound, absolutely perfect. But Breaker stuck it. Can we pick in time? Oh, that would have come down
very close
to the last tick there.
All right, we're evened up. 11-11. Make a wish. It's going to be a pause for NASR.
I wish that there was less pauses. There you go.
No, I wish there was more pauses. I want them to have a nice long think about how they've thrown their lead away after winning a full Glock eco.
That's probably what they're doing.
I mean, come on, boys. You can't just be buying 3 AWPs on Mirage. The AWP's not even viable in middle anymore.
Well, you can't buy 3 AWPs and then put one in the middle of con. That's definitely, you know, a situation. Who got blinded and just stood there?
It's all hindsight, Mac. What if he had no-scoped 3 people coming through the smoke? What would you say then? No, probably not a whole lot.
I would have said, hello, Chev. How we doing?
So we're having a bit of a half fight. We're pretty close here. I mean, it's only the middle portions of the game. It's not like you're going to be breaking this T economy down. They have been on a roll. Look at all that money. They're making it rain.
It was raining earlier here too. Very humid today.
Yeah, it was humid, and then it was beautiful rainy breeze. That's a nice tag for Nami.
Yeah, but U2 are going to be used by Breaker to try to slow down the push, but it won't stop the plant. Phoenix and Ponk to do some damage here. Phoenix finding 2. The 5-7 too strong, but Trader coming out through the smoke there as Phoenix finds the 4K. As NASR have their eco. And now, so NOM, they're just looking too much better at the moment.
Too much better indeed.
Too much better.
Yep.
Stratted on that T side, mate.
Org and double AWP this time. Only a double? Come on, boys. That's weak. I see you buying that M4. Calling you out.
I just want to point out, I'm pretty sure my mouth has autocorrect, like, wrong points, right? I never studied English, all right? I only studied Australian. And I'll live to
Comes
that.
the pallets fast.
A little bit slow on the trigger. Not sure if he should buy an AWP again, but that is in hindsight. So Nami finding 2. Going to be grouped up there in con 3v3 on the A site. Make it 4. Producer Havoc rotating in straight through the molly. Asylum, sorry, will find 1. Traded out straight away, but the Molotov finishing off Nami as well. Now back to the 2v2. Last one is not going to be the last one in this scenario as Havoc takes his head off with that AUG. And now the bomb has been retrieved by Kenzo, but big rotate coming out from Kit Kat. He's
got many IQ points?
Oh,
and can I have some?
Cutting him off at the pass. Good position, crab walking, optimal aim. The knife out strategy, you know. The little, oh God, was he there? What's he done? That man was just at con.
All right, we're at 12-12 now. This game is really getting hot and heavy. Honestly, I mean, the CTs, they lost a couple players in that last one, so their money's going to be a little sad. I'm surprised to see Ponked almost out of money. I thought that their coffers were pretty much limitless, but hopefully these CTs win some more rounds that are not as close. That's not going to be a great start, though, especially because Kit Kat has been their most impactful player in this half thus far. At least that's what stats tell us.
Yeah, but, you know, stats can lie, mate. Just like I'm sure Asylum doesn't have the greatest headshot ratio, but he's popping off right now. Anyway, 3v5. NOM looking good to find yet another and increase that lead. So the bomb will be making its way into B apartments. Ponk lurking all the way through market here, opening up the B side on the flank. Now throwing that smoke shouldn't actually... Well, there you go. Nami's gone through it with an AWP, so that didn't work too well for him.
The game up.
And now Green's in a 1v4 with just an AWP. This is the man that forgot to press mouse 1 earlier, so I don't back him to win it, although he's brought it to a 1v3. Bomb is down, and the hopes are dwindling for NASR here. Can they do more damage? Whoop. No.
That is very, very bad for NASR. They are very broke. Turns out you can't buy like 15 AWPs consecutively.
Especially when you can't really hit shots with them either.
Look,
you know.
Alright, you've had enough swings at him back, okay? He's already down. Don't kick him some more.
Look, Green's...
That was rounds ago.
Green's the worst primary colour. It's not even a primary colour. It's what's this, secondary when you mix?
It's not even a primary.
I don't know.
That makes you a pretty bad primary colour if you don't even qualify as a primary colour.
It's completely opposite of red on the colour spectrum, right? Because red and then yellow and blue make green, so it's like diagonally straight across.
Yeah. Speaking of being on the spectrum, Mac, what that tangent pretty much qualifies. So, anyway, back into talking about Counter-Strike. NASR, I mean, at this point, NOM have just overtaken them on the scorecard, 13-12, and they are choosing not to force buy, but instead, potentially, I mean, I don't think they're going to eco again after this. You'd have to be a madman to try to grind it back into OT. But I'm telling you, Mac, this next buy is not going to be a good one from NASR, and they're going to have to try to win in a very difficult manner, especially with how NOM's playing. I feel like they're definitely outplaying them at this point in terms of the rotations. They've been everywhere, and NASR has looked very confused. They've been changing up the pacing a lot too. That's been throwing NASR off a tremendous amount.
Especially like this. Everyone just... Look at that anti-eco. All bases covered. But over towards that B site, nothing will be found as NASR, 3 remaining gamers still here on the A site. One of them was spotted, the other 2 hidden, never found. So with the aggression, they could potentially catch up to that bomb, but I don't think they will. Not letting go of those shift keys. And their last one, just looking to play aggressive in market behind the old cooler, who is actually Freeze's brother, I'm pretty sure. And Asylum here. Now, Jess lost it the other day when she found that out. Didn't stop laughing for an hour. Simple things, you know. Anyway, here we are. Havoc. Wrapping around triple, gets a dink, but can't do enough damage.
The Org on the T side. He's found his long-lost love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ponked.
Not sure what he's gone and done there.
He's Ponked himself, hasn't he?
That's essentially...
It's essentially what happened.
Hashtag get Ponked. It's a new meta. All right, here we are. Phoenix making some noise. He's got full HP and
The
one of
USPs have been
CTs.
very scary today.
So is Phoenix. Look at that. Spray down, no scope to completely getting into the COD
I'm
world.
not impressed. He's like playing anti-eco like that is basically like pushing a bunch of toddlers over. That's all I'm gonna say. So not that I'd know anything about that, but the other CTs, they're thinking very hard about whether they want to buy, and they kind of have to.
Pilly,
Don't
can you
wanna
stop
be-
bullying babies, please?
Look, NOM's on 14, so they have to buy, is what I'm saying. NASR only on 12 themselves. They have to try to get themselves back into this game. NASR's got a pretty cool stack hit, but stacks don't work if the Ts go to the other bomb site. That's what I've learned many times.
Looks like that we may have an execute coming out towards B, but NOM now working the bottom mid area first. Look at this, NASR not contesting mid essentially at all. Nami will be waiting for the boost though, hiding in the cutout. He is going to fall to Ponked, but some smokes are used here on the B site. Split coming into full effect. Ponked though, is he going to be looking at door? No, that UMP proving effective, and that will be a free upgrade for NASR now. And in the 4v4, that bomb still hasn't made its way out to site.
You got one of these boys coming up short though, that's Asylum, and he's going to open up the B bomb site. But look, the rotation is coming out from the CTs. He's going to have a guy on his flank. There's still CTs in this bomb site. It's going to be an absolute brawl on the B site here, Mac.
And yeah, Green's just waiting for some more info on short, not actually pushing. Good trades here. Havoc finding one before falling, and Phoenix trying to get out to site, looking to cover the bomb plant. Asylum still on short, waiting for Greens, but runs over to default, gets dinked at long range with the UMP. You don't see it often, but when you do, it's confusing.
Old dump would have killed him there. Looking like it's going to be match point here for NOM.
That's essentially it.
Yeah.
Just saving the
Greens
UMP.
was not a primary colour today, and he never will be. So he's going to have to save.
And you know, green's the colour of an AWP too, so you think he'd just be like sharp with it. Right?
Did he have skin on it?
Oh, I didn't look.
Yeah, that's something to think about. Some interesting conversations that we're having here, Mac.
Cerebral.
Yeah. But this is going to be a pretty big upset for NOM here, to be honest. I mean, they're up 15-12 against NASR. The team that usually comes through these Middle East qualifiers. I'm pretty sure this is the upper bracket game, though. I might be wrong about that one. Not going to... Look, hedging statements
I think it was.
are what you need to go for in general, because I'm not really sure about anything. So, yeah.
What are you having for dinner?
Upper bracket. Burgers.
Oh, okay. Well, you sure about something?
Yep, true. All right, 15-12. Do or die here for NASR, and they have got a buy that is not good.
Oh, that Molotov, will it force? No, too deep. Although, pre-scoped in, didn't see the CT close to him. Asylum now making his way through jungle, trying to do the damage, but it seems to be a honky man. It is going to shut it out, and that will be that as Asylum finds Havoc and shuts out the final round of the match here.
Yeah, I mean, huge upset. It was the upper bracket game, so maybe a little bit less pressure on NOM, who I'd assume would probably be considered an underdog up against NASR. They're usually considered to be like the best team in the region, but I have to say, I'm pretty sure that was the Israeli flag there. Maybe I've offended some people, but I've seen a lot of people. From that region that can do a lot of damage, and there's definitely a lot of talent. So I'm not surprised to see a team such as NOM be able to take an upset over NASR. They had a monstrous T-side, Mac, you have to say, and they even made a massive mistake losing that full Glock round up against NASR and still coming back into the game and winning it fairly handily.
Yeah, I don't know. That was really good CS, you know. Well, really good CS from the T side, at least. CTs, I guess they just, you know, couldn't weigh it up. They couldn't bring it back.
Yep.
As soon as that momentum was gained by the Ts there, it was pretty much just a stomping. Like, that's what it looked like, stomping on the T side.
Yeah, well, so we'll see if there's some more great CS or more stompings after this break.